and off of different resources. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. Okay, so this whole idea of national interest abroad is almost nonsensical. So, anyways, I've got johnebii on the phone here. johnebii from Texas. So you're on the air, John.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going really good. So you wanted to call about the war?
Yeah, man. I was just totally surprised to find you back on the air. I guess I've been seeing your videos pop back up, but I thought you were, taking a break from that whole thing. But I just happened to see one of your videos. I was surfing YouTube this afternoon. Just happened to see one of your new posts, and right there in the side thing, it said that you were going to be on tonight. And sure enough, I tuned right in, and boy, you're just right up in my wheelhouse tonight.
Yeah. Now, see, for those of you who don't know, johnebii is an old friend of this program, and we've had our agreements, we've had our disagreements, but it's always been cordial. And he's probably my best libertarian friend I've got, like on the internet and stuff. And so he's a real bright guy, and his videos are definitely worth checking out. And actually, you can see him on my friends list and different things like that. But here's the thing, John, is that I still I'm not doing videos like I was over the summer. Those videos are done. And the only reason I'm doing videos now with Paleo Radio is to try to promote the site so that people like you can see it and say, oh my gosh, wow, he's back on the radio. And you can call in and harass me and everything else. So,
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad to see it.
Yeah, well, thank you. So how's everything down in Texas in your part?
Oh, we're doing good. We're getting nice weather. It's all going, great as far as all that goes. We weathered that hurricane all right. We're doing okay, and starting to take a turn for the better. So
that's good. So, all right, is there anything else you wanted to add, or was that pretty much it?
Well, no, I just agreeing with you on this whole war thing. The phrase that I hear in conservative circles, and I love to bash the conservatives and the liberals alike,
yes,
is that the conservatives have this mindset that it doesn't matter why we're in Iraq, but we're in Iraq and we should win. And that is the most false notion that I could ever imagine somebody actually standing up and saying. That's like me going over there and say my neighbor's a bad guy, but he hasn't really specifically done anything to me, and I just go over there and I just play into it, and I just start tearing him up. This would be like people on the outside observing saying, it doesn't matter why John went over there. John is a good guy, and his neighbor is a bad guy. John should just concern himself with winning this fight. If I'm in that fight, regardless if I'm a great guy, if I'm in that fight for the wrong reasons, somebody needs to jump in there and take me out of that fight and break the whole thing up,
Yeah.
And somehow, we should continually, of course, we should continually be asking ourselves, is this a just war? I remember when I first got onto your videos, you had a video about just war. And we should always be asking ourselves, are we in a just war? And for these people to stand up and say this, it doesn't matter why we're there, if we need to win, and that's supposed to be some type of legitimization of what we're doing in Iraq, it's totally ridiculous to me.
Yeah, and I think you make a great point, John, and it's something I've tried to do here for a long time, is to say, listen, if we're doing something bad, the idea that we just keep doing really bad in order to attain a bad end, it's just faulty logic through and through. And so you're right. We need to always analyze ourselves under the criterion of just war and say, why are we doing what we're doing? Is what we're doing right? Are we using the proper means by which to do it? Have we exhausted all other means? Is it time to leave? Are we conducting ourselves in the midst of war? Are we conducting ourselves properly? And all of these questions, I tell you, it's like conservatives just ignore them. And listen, I'm like you, okay? I get a lot of flack from people who would consider themselves conservative, people who would consider themselves liberal. I get a lot of flack from both sides. The problem is that none of them, or very few, are willing to seriously, critically analyze their foreign policy in light of justice. And I think that because they don't want to face up to it and look themselves in the mirror and say, is my notion of foreign policy, Is it constitutional? Is it part of the American heritage? Is it just? And until they do that, we're just going to keep on doing the dumb stuff we're doing and making the world just furious.
And I mean, if somebody would analyze the situation we're in, and they were to come to the agreement that yes, this is a just war, and I were to analyze the situation, and I were to say no, I don't believe we're in a just war, we need to get out, I could respectfully disagree with that person on whether or not that's a just war. But for us to bury our heads in the sand and say it doesn't matter why we're there, we just have to win, we're in it, we have to win it, oh, it's so ridiculous and infuriating to me. If we disagree and we've analyzed the situation and we disagree, that's fine. It's a legitimate disagreement on how we view the world or how we view war or these issues that we're involved in. But just to say, oh, we're there, now we have to win, it's ridiculous.
I totally agree with you with that. I'm going to have to let you go here. So thank you so much, John, for calling. It's always a pleasure to hear you and know that, yeah, I'm back on the air every Monday and Friday from 5 to 7. So you tell your friends and family, and I'll be talking to you more after the show and stuff. So.
All right, glad to hear.
All right, God bless.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, johnebii. I'll tell you, a bright guy and a man who, regardless of our differences, believes in the concept of justice and truth and wants to find that place and try to live accordingly, whether it's on a personal level or on a national level. So don't go anywhere. We got 20 minutes left in this September 22nd edition of Paleo Radio. So please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Actually, I didn't really deal with the question that was asked, and I part of it was because I didn't read it properly. So I would like to maybe deal with it a little bit more accurately.
That's Paleocrat, man. Love that guy. Glad to hear he's back on the air. Y'all check him out.